Hi, welcome to My Mercurial Nature. My name is Christina Brooke. Today you'll outline with me as I use Plottr to flesh out a novel idea from scratch. But before I get started, let me remind you to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Now that's out of the way, let's get started.
I want to do it all, and
Because I want to do this easily, I am going to use Plot Generator at the website that I left in the description below. And the Plot Generator website will actually create a outline of a story. Now, you can use this to create a wacky story, but obviously, this is not something that I recommend. But this is a fun tool to help you get some ideas. So to make this simple, I'm just going to click Fill Entire Form with Random Ideas. So for title, it shows name after an object. For opening, it's going to focus on a relationship. Conflict, it's going to be emotional. Resolution, it's going to be sad, but I don't want sad. I want happily ever after. My protagonist is a female named Jamie Thomas. And my secondary character, I do not like that name. So I'm going to use, let's see. Luke Butterscotch. I think that works great. Luke Butterscotch is going to fall for Jamie Thomas. She has such a boring name, and his name is like Luke Butterscotch. Let's see. How about Caddy Gint? No, I don't like that. Caddy Giant Poo. Maureen Virginia Wu. Molly Rakata. Okay, so these names are weird. So Heather Blackman. I like Heather Hemingway. We'll do Heather Hemingway and we'll keep her female. What does the second character want from the protagonist? We're going to say revenge. Something the protagonist. Oh, wait. How does the second character feel about the protagonist? Negatively. Something the protagonist would like to say to the secondary character. I admire your eyebrows. Let's suggest something up. Hands up or I'll shoot. I shrunk the kids. I just don't need you in my what up, doc. I think you must think I was born yesterday would be great. Okay, the name of the place where it all happens. West Boggins. No. Let's put it in. I don't really want a real place. Let's call it North Exeter. North Exeter. There we go. How did the protagonist feel about the place? They love it. A feature of the place. Let's do hills. Two adjectives that could be used to describe the place. Quiet and dull. Let's do quiet and still quiet and backward. For emotion adjectives, sleepy, surprised, active, unstable. An adjective that could describe an object, stripy. So I'm actually going through and changing these because some of them are just bad. Uh, 6 adjectives to describe somebody's character: modest, energetic, incredible, intelligent, sinister, and greedy. An occasion. We'll say the occasion is a dinner party. 3 verbs. It's like Mad Libs. Singing, loving, and I liked rampaging. Okay, something, somebody, vulnerable. Let's do a puppy. A noun you might compare the main character to. Gamer. A noun you might compare the other character to. A painter. So a type of music. Reggae's fine. Favorite drink. Beer. 2 objects, a torch and a sandwich. We're going to do dollars for money. A noun to do with the weather. Hail. 3 animals. An aardvark, badgers and rabbits. 2 body parts, eyebrow and arms. And 4 adjectives: beautiful, sloppy, greasy, handsome. And we're going to click on write me a story. Okay. So this is called, this gives me The Stripy Torch is the name of the story. Heather Hemingway was thinking about Luke Butterscotch again. Luke was an intelligent painter with handsome eyebrows and greasy arms. Heather walked over to the window and reflected on her backward surroundings. She had always loved quiet North Exeter with its handsome, hungry hills. It was a place that encouraged her tendency to feel sleepy. Okay. So, as I said, this is not something I would use if you were trying to write a real story, but we can use some ideas from it. So I am going to go over to this and we're going to name the book. Oops. We're going to name the book The Stripy Torch. And let's see. Okay, so Heather Hemingway and Luke Butterscotch. So the premise is man seeks out the daughter of a rival family for revenge, only to fall in love with her. Only for revenge, only to succumb to his emotions when he meets her. Okay, the genre is going to be romance. And the theme is enemies to lovers. So we're going to save it. And we can create a book cover too. And I know like a lot of people say, I just want to get into outlining, but for me, visuals are really important. And so I like to know what my characters look like. I like to have an idea of like the settings, all of this stuff as I'm doing my outline so that it motivates me and gives me something to refer to when I'm stuck. So this story is taking place in some place called North Exeter, and it's grassy and hilly. So I'm going to look for a picture on Unsplash of hills. And there are a couple. So let's see. We'll do hill. So wouldn't it be nice to have a town like off in the distance here? Or a town in the valley between these hills? That would be nice, right? So I think I'm going to use this. No, that's not green enough. That looks really drab. So I like this idea because I could see like a town being here and we have roads and like right over here, there's a town. Yeah, this looks good. So I'm going to download this image. And then this is supposed to be about a torch, some sort of torch, a spiky torch. Oh, you know what? I don't even want the hills anymore. I think this is amazing. This image here is exactly what I envision. So I am going to download this. I'm actually going to take a screenshot. And I'm using Unsplash, which is royalty images. I would give them credit if I were using this for real in the book. But since I'm just kind of messing around and, using these as temporary placeholders, then there's nowhere I really need to add credit. So, okay, so I uploaded these two files. I'm going to use this one and I'm going to just call it, I'm going to change the name to North Exeter. Oops. Rename North Exeter Valley. I'm going to call it North Exeter Valley. So that way it's more of a made up place than, okay. And I'm going to choose that. And as you can see here, we get a book with a cover. And like I said, it really is just for my brain. And then I'm going to click Save File because I want to change the name. I want to make sure that I have the name that I want. I'm going into where I save my files. You would think I've never used this computer before, but I'm just having a bit of a brain fog. And we're going to make a new folder, and I'm going to call the folder the Stripey Torch. And I'm going to save this as Stripey Torch. And save. I didn't mean to close that, so I'm not sure why it closed. But there we go, the Stripey Torch. Now, when I click on it, it opens in full. And I'm going to move these to trash. And I really don't like pop-ups like that. All right, so I have the book. Now I'm going to click on the book and it brings me to the timeline, but I'm not quite ready to do that yet because I want to think about my characters. And so in my generated story, I had Heather Hemingway and Luke Butterscotch. So I'm going to create two characters. You can create characters using a template. I like the snowflake method template, so that's the one I'm going to use. But you can use any of these, or you can just start with a blank one. So choose, and this is going to be for Heather Hemingway. And we're going to categorize her as the main character. And we want an image to represent her. And again, I go to Pinterest or Unsplash or Pexels or one of the other free stock image sites to find an image. I do know that my character is going to be a Black woman because I'm a Black woman and I like to see myself in the stories. So I'm putting another Black woman in it.
And I want her to be a Black woman like me. I want her to be bigger. I want her to not fit any societal stereotype of what beauty looks like. I want her to be sensual and sexual without being hypersexual. I want her to, be intelligent and friendly and kind. And I know, like, I'm talking about stock images, but I don't know. I'm so sick of heroines not looking like me that I definitely want to put more heroines in in my stories who look like me and can speak to the population of people like me who we don't see getting love because we're deserving of love and we should be happy and we should have our happily ever afters as well.
So I'm looking and, here's the problem with stock images. There aren't a lot of sites that really cater to marginalized communities. And so you sometimes have to search odd places. And one of the places that I do find a lot of nice images are on is Tumblr. Tumblr is a great place for finding inspiration for characters. Um, in this case, I am going to use her. I think she is beautiful. She has an amazing smile. Um, yeah, she kind of looks like me, so I like that. And I just took a screenshot of the whole page, which I did not mean to do. I'm going to go here. I really like her. I'm going to download this picture. And that's Hannah. And she has these two pictures. And I'm actually going to download both because they're good inspiration photos. Okay, so let's choose an image. So I'm going to drag those images into the program, and I'm going to choose her. And there you'll see I have the thumbnail of my Heather Hemingway character. So I am going to click save. And I haven't filled out any other information yet because I don't really know about them yet. So what I want to do is create my male character, who is Luke. And they have his name in our story generator as Butterscotch. I cannot call him Luke Butterscotch without laughing, so I'm keeping that name. And when I was in elementary school, we had a kid whose last name was Lasagna, and the teacher used to call him Mr. Delicious. So I think that's going to be Luke Butterscotch's nickname, Mr. Delicious. So he's going to be Luke Delicious Butterscotch. And apparently I left my ability to spell somewhere else. All right. And we need to choose an image of him. So I am going to go back to Plottr, and to Pexels, and look for Black men. And maybe I can find someone who I want to use. I want this character to be a dark-skinned man. Because I like deep complexions. And I think it would be nice to have two characters who are both deep complexioned, dark complexioned, be in love with each other and treat each other well, even if that's not how it initially started in terms of their relationship. I like these two guys. I wish I could see his face more. Okay, so I went to that. Let's see if maybe I can find one that's given better face. Okay. I think he's put an extra olive in my martini. That moment when you go overboard with screenshotting and you screenshot everything on your computer. So I'm just going to crop this so that I only get this guy here. And I'm going to upload this file. And we're going to change his name to Luke. And choose that photo for him. I want to find another one that kind of gives me an idea of the body type and height of Luke. Ooh, I like this. Pexels has some really diverse images. So let's see. Ooh. I like these guys too. Let's put this. Uh-oh. I don't know which one to choose. Oh, look at all of them. Oh no, that's from iStock. See how they get you with the paid ones? They make you scroll down, 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 and sooner or later you're in front of all paid guys, paid photos. I like this for the tattoo look. So I'm going to screenshot that, but I really only want pictures of his tattoos and jewelry. So we'll put that there. And I saw one more that I really liked. I like him too. I never imagined that I would find so many diverse Black people on Pexels, but Pexels has really upped their game with the images. Let's look. I'm going to go back up. I saw this picture. That's what I want the body type to look like. So we're going to, and this is inspiration. Like I said, I'm a very visual writer in that I like real live images of people and I piece them together. And my child laughs at me because I very badly Photoshop images and put heads on other people because I like to have the representation of my characters in an accessible place. So I'm going to save this. Oh, you know what? I messed up. I'm going to delete that. Delete. And I'm going to go to use template, snowflake method, choose. And this is Luke, Mr. Delicious, Butterscotch. And he is a main character and I like, oops, I want him and then him. Okay, so I want to upload him and him. Okay, so he's going to be my rename. He's going to be my Luke. And we're going to choose. Okay. So that's my Luke. And we're going to save.
So to finish up this video, what I'm going to do is just find some pictures of some of my supporting characters, as well as a few locations that I can use or that I feel like I should include. And then I'm probably also going to look for some artwork, or I don't know, we'll see what happens. So if you've stuck with me so far, thanks. And feel free to just listen to the last few minutes of this video as we start to see how I wrap this segment up. And stay tuned because I'll have a part 2 coming soon.
I'm gonna look up some art. So I think the premise is going to be that these characters are enemies, they're rival artists in the city, and they're, you know, working to secure contracts. They're always up against each other. And there's kind of a love-hate relationship between the two until her ex-boyfriend comes to town and decides that he is going to pass off a painting that she did as his own. And then she's accused of copying his work. And she doesn't fight. She kind of just remains quiet until the would-be enemy, her rival, finds out that the other artist was in fact the one that was copying from her. And so they work together to restore her name and her reputation, which I think is amazing. It's an amazing story. I think we could have fun with that. So I'm going to finish. I'm just getting more images. And like I said, it takes me a while. This is clearly like a long process. It takes me a while to sort through the story in my head and to find inspiration that moves me enough to write about it. And so I don't know if you noticed that as I'm looking through these photos, I was able to kind of flesh out more of a story than I'd originally had. And it all started with that foolish story generator, right? Okay, so I think in terms of images, I've gone overboard. I am going to go back to project. I'm going to click on the book. And I always do this because I feel like if I don't do it this way, then I'm not in the right place. And I'm going to go to to characters. Actually, I won't do it that way. I'm just going to go to image here and I'm going to upload these files. And I just want them to be accessible should I need them later on. So I uploaded all of those images that I downloaded and screenshotted from Pexels and other sources. Okay, so just to go over what we did so far, we created a new project. We are not making it a series at this time, although we can go back and do that. I did create one book. I added a cover image and I created 2 character sheets for my main character, Heather Hemingway, Luke, Mr. Delicious Butterscotch. And I am going to create a place, which is North Exeter Village, which is a small town in New England, right? In New England, New England, USA. Yeah, we'll just call it that. And then for choose images, I'm going to choose this image as my image for this town, and we're going to call it North Exeter Valley or Village. What did I call it? And we'll rename. Choose. Yes, North Exeter Village. So now I have a screenshot We could enter some notes. I'm not going to do that yet, but that's what North Exeter Village looks like. So we have that place. We have our two main characters. And we have our temporary book cover and our book title, The Stripy Torch. And this is probably going to change as we flesh it out. So far, that's part one. That's just setting up the character names, the setting, and kind of the general premise of my story.
So, like, I want to do it all, and